Today I am travelling from Doha to Melbourne. I've actually just come from London to Doha, so I'm on my way from London to Melbourne, but I'm doing this leg of the trip. Now this is a 14-hour flight, so quite a long one, and I'm in the Qatar QSuite. So these are the pods that you get. They're pretty big, so you get a door, so it's nice and private. There's the signature mint and lime drink that they serve to you. It's really refreshing, quite nice. This place is absolutely massive, so if I just put this table back, you can see that I've got huge amounts of leg room here. This bed that I'm in goes totally flat, so I can actually just lower it straight down, so it'll be a completely flat bed. In addition to where I'm sitting, I've also got another seat next to me here. So the previous flight that I took, I was facing backwards, and the seats that face backwards are alongside the windows. The seats that face forward, like this one, are not. So you have this thing next to you. It's like another seat. Inside here is all of your storage. So I've got lots of different things all tucked away in here. So quite a lot of storage in there. If I now turn the camera around, you can see the rest of this area. So this is basically the controls for the seat. So you can see it does basically everything. It goes up and down and forwards and backwards and upright and flat. So tons of different controls. Also got a control that I can use for the TV. In terms of charging ports, got a USB charger and then a normal plug here. And then I've got some other USB ports as well. So quite a lot of charging spaces. I've got a really big table here. Got my laptop, phone, all sorts of things on there, 2 drinks, and then this is the entertainment, which is massive. This screen, I don't know how big it is, but it must be at least 20 inches, and it's really good quality stuff they've got on here. I'm just having a look at the movies. There's tons of different movies on here, so all quite interesting, quite good. Haven't watched anything yet, been too busy doing other stuff. But this is a really big space. Now, in terms of the freebies, apologies if there's a little bit of shake on the camera, there's a bit of turbulence going on at the moment. You get one of these kits, which is a nice leather-bound case. Let's have a look what's in it. Let's break the seal on that. So, got 2 pouches in here, 2 different sections. The outside one, basically just if you're going to use it in the future, useful little storage space. In here, I've got some socks and an eye mask. Open this up. So I've got the eye mask. So pop that on. Yeah, Qatar Airways eye mask. Cool. Oh yeah, cool. It's actually quite good actually. That's quite good quality. I've got some black socks, which I will put on in a moment. What else have I got in this? So I've got a little packet with some stuff in it. Let's see what's in here. We've got some body lotion. It's quite good. And some face cream. And another one, which is lip balm. So lots of different creams in there. And I've also got the parfum. So I've got a bit of perfume. I won't bother squirting that. That's not bad. So that's what you get as your goodie pack. And I also got a sleep suit, which I'm going to put on in a moment as well when I go to sleep after my dinner. So this comes in its own little drawstring bag. Let's see what's in this. Oh, got some slippers. Pretty cool. I'll use those when you go in the toilet. It's always good to keep your feet dry. And we've got some PJs. So I've got some very stylish Qatar Airlines PJs with some sort of fancy Formula 1 type stuff on there, and some PJ bottoms, drawstring bottoms. So that's quite good. That's all the freebies. I also got, you get a white cushion, quite a nice one. For some reason it says Toronto on it, and also this cushion, and I've also got my bedding, which comes in this sort of shrink-wrapped bag, which when they make my bed up for me, they will use this to do it. Okay, let's talk about the food on board. So it's a la carte menu, so you can order any time you like, which is great. So this is the menu, and there's a number of different types of food you can have. So this is the menu, you can see it. I'm not sure whether you can see that, I'll read it out. So the all-day dining, you've got starters of beef caviar with Balek-style salmon, cream of mushroom soup, Qatari meze with pita bread, that's what I've gone for. Tuna niçoise with citrus vinaigrette, they're the starters. The main courses, soya braised beef ribs, chicken matchbouz, which is what I've gone for, that's the recommended dish, so look that up. I'll show you when it comes, and that comes with hashu and pickled yogurt, pan-seared cod with porcini musseline and pasta, or a chetty pasta with spinach and mushroom cream. Apologies if there's some shaking on the camera, but there's a lot of turbulence at the moment. You can have some cheese, there's a tiramisu, there's a lot of baked goods. I'm going to get a basket of baked goods as well, and then tons of snacks. And then on top of that, because this is a 40.5 flight, you can order any time you like. You can also get a lobster sandwich, that's quite posh, and a hazelnut brownie with warm chocolate sauce. We might get one of those later. And then for breakfast, they've got fresh orange juice, mango, coconut and passion fruit smoothie, definitely get one of those, cold pressed juice of apple, pineapple and mint, Greek yogurt, banana, pineapple compote with toasted nut granola, seasonal fresh fruit, choice of breakfast cereals. And then for main courses, they've got Qatari breakfast with pita bread, cream cheese omelette with pan-seared chicken sausage, chia seed pudding, warm coconut brioche roll, and a selection of bakery items. So really good choice. And then tons of different drinks. And if you're interested in the wine menu, there is a whole lot of wine that you can get involved in. Obviously all complimentary. So we've got a couple of champagne options, Taittinger and Duval Leroy Brew, Rodney Strong Craggy Range, they were just normal white wines, Marcus Molitor Galupe, they are red, Lynch Musat Montas, and then the ball, it goes on and on here, and then you've got some Taylor's 20-year-old port, and then a whole lot of cocktails and spirits and liqueurs and whatever you like basically. So really well stocked bar, loads of food, loads of options. Let's see what the food's like when it comes. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention which shocked me, when they came round with my drink, my lime and mint drink, they gave me this, which is a bowl of mixed nuts, which includes peanuts, which I was really surprised about, because these days you can't have nuts anywhere because there's so many people got the allergies. They didn't even ask if I had an allergy, they just gave me the nuts. So there you go, there's your nuts. So old school, but quite tasty. Salted as well, really nice. Especially the cashew nuts, they're really nice. See you when the food comes. The food has now started to be served, and unfortunately the turbulence is now back, so if you can see the camera shaking around, it's not me, it's the whole plane is moving around. And just to start things off, you can see that they've laid out lovely nice linen cloth. I've got real metal cutlery here, and watch my seat, this is quite fun. My seat moves forward, so I've got a little button that moves me forward so I can go closer to the table. Okay, that's probably close enough. To start things off, so I ordered my meze and my mash bouche, but I've got an amuse-bouche. Amuse-bouche is French for to amuse the mouth, give you something just to play for. And this is a labneh yogurt, so it's very, very small, so it's basically a mouthful. And it looks like it's got another nut in here and a raisin. So let me have a little taste of this, see what it's like. There was a nut. It's got a bit of a punch in there. The yogurt got some seeds in it. There's like a little bread thing on here. Like a flatbread. It's quite unusual. It's like a cream cheese, that yogurt. That's quite nice, quite fun. I mean, I like things like that because it's just a bit more interesting than just getting whatever you've ordered. If you go to a high-end restaurant, quite often they will have an amuse-bouche and some secret courses that are not listed on the menu, just to liven things up a bit. I've also got this lovely little candle. It's LED. It's quite a nice touch to have that on your table. Dinner for one, sir. And I've got a trio of bread. So I've got some cheese bread, cranberry bread, and sourdough. So let's have a little taste of that. I don't know which one's which. I'm assuming this might be the cranberry bread. Yeah. Nice, sweet, warm. That's really tasty, actually. I like that. Okay. I've got some butter here as well to have with the bread, so let me do that. I'm a bit too close now, actually, but move my seat a bit too far forward. Let me have some of, I think this is the sourdough roll. Have a little bit of that with some butter. See what the butter's like. Not salted butter. Nice. Tastes fresh. Bread's good. This is a lot better than the meal that I had from London to Doha, which was on an Airbus A350. The bread wasn't as good there. Now this one is a cheese roll. So let's see. I'll just bite it and see if I can taste the cheese. Yeah. Got a crusting of cheese on top. Really nice. I've got cheddar cheese. Got a bit of a sort of caramelised flavour to it. It's really good. Well, so far, the food's pretty good and I haven't even started really. This is just the warm-up. This is just the bread and the cheeky little amuse-bouche. Well done, Qatar Airlines. I like it. Keep them coming. Let's see what the next course is like. The main course has now arrived and I've been swatting up on it because I can't remember any of the names. Well, I can remember that one. That one's hummus. That's pretty straightforward. The middle one is called muhammara and it is a mixture of chickpea, walnuts and red peppers. Basically all mashed up into a hummus style spread. And this one is baba ganoush, which is a combination of eggplant or aubergine, depending on where you live, lemon juice and a few other bits and pieces. So these are basically, this is a classic meze, so we'll just have a look at it. It looks pretty good. Quite nicely presented. Each one of these, I think, has got its own little personality. This one's got sort of red stripes on it. This one a bit more rustic, a bit red, and then this one is a bit coarser. They all look good. It's served with little 3 pita breads, one each basically for the different. So let's have a go. Let's have a go for the hummus first because that's pretty standard, isn't it? Pretty straightforward hummus. So a good amount of that. It's nice and smooth, very, very. So like it's been whipped. I think this is the type of hummus that's like really, really fine. That's really nice. It is that super fine hummus. It's like it's almost like cream. It's been creamed. So sometimes you get hummus and it's quite coarse and a bit chunky. This is like very smooth. That's nice. Okay. Let's move on to the muharrara. It's actually got a big walnut in the middle of it. Just leave that for a second. I'm just interested in the actual paste of. So it's walnut, red pepper, and chickpeas. So it looks a bit like a red version of hummus. These are all cold. Now. And you can taste the walnuts in it. And the red peppers. Tastes a bit like red peppers that have been blitzed, with some walnuts that have been blitzed. I don't think the chickpeas add much flavour, they probably just give it a bit more consistency. Nice stuff. I like these sort of starters where you can just have a bit of this and a bit of that and use your fingers and Quite nice. Have as much or as little as you want. Let's try the baba ganoush. It sounds really good, doesn't it? It sounds a bit like that Who song, Baba O'Reilly. Obviously nothing to do with that. Baba ganoush, is it not a mythical god, Baba ganoush or something like that? That's what it looks like. Oh, I think that's got some onion in it. You can actually taste the texture of onion, maybe spring onion actually. Looks like spring onion. Very fresh. Yeah, these are creamy. This is more sort of zesty. Good though, nice. Quite impressed with this. Still got another couple of bits of breads to go, so I'll crack on with this. I'll see you in a moment when the main course arrives. The main course has now arrived, and this is chicken match booze, which is a Qatari and also Qatar Airlines speciality. So the aroma from this, very sort of, it's Middle Eastern, but it smells a bit like a curry, a bit like a sort of mixture between like a biryani, that type of thing. So we've got chicken that's been soaked in Arabic spices on a bed of basmati rice. It looks really tasty. This is the signature dish of this airline. Anybody that you see who's talked about food coming with Qatar Airlines has probably eaten this. Chicken looks good, nice big chunks, nice and white and well cooked. Let's have a bit of the rice. It does look like biryani type rice. Yeah, that's right up my street. Really punchy with the spices, so you can taste that the chicken has been marinated in these spices for some time, so it's really absorbed the flavour. Quite succulent, soft on the outside. It's been well cooked, but there's a predominant flavour of cardamom, and I think I've got some sorts of spices that you get in an Indian curry, but not made into a paste. So it's not sauce, it's not a gravy like you would have in Indian curries. This is like more of a dry tandoori type flavour. So it's actually in the chicken rather than coating on top of it. This is like, it's part of the flavour.
Yeah, sorry.
It's really nice. It's really tasty. I would definitely recommend this if you're coming on Qatar Airlines. This probably will be on if you've got a main course option. If it's an evening meal, I would definitely recommend having it. It's not very spicy, so something that puts people off if you get these sort of what are deemed to be sort of Arabic dishes is that it'd be too spicy, but it's actually not spicy whatsoever. I wouldn't even say it's as spicy as a korma. There's no hint of chilies. I don't think there's any chilies in it at all. I've got some pickled yogurt here. Have a little taste of that. I'll put a piece of this chicken in the pickled yogurt. I'm not entirely sure what pickled yogurt is. It's just that the hostess told me that it was pickled yogurt. How do you pickle yogurt? That basically tastes like normal yogurt, maybe with a bit of sort of mango chutney put into it, so it's a bit more flavoured than normal yogurt. It's really nice though. It goes really well with the chicken. That's good. Now, I'm impressed with this one. This is the best dish that I've had by miles out of all of the meals that I've had on Qatar Airlines so far. So let me crack on, finish the rest of this, and I'll see you in a moment. So the dessert has now arrived, and it was going to be tiramisu, but they've ran out of tiramisu, so I've gone for the chocolate brownie, which comes with vanilla ice cream and hot chocolate sauce on the top with some peaches around the outside. You can see the chocolate sauce is starting to melt. So I better get started. Less talking, more eating. Let's get dived in. Let's see what it's like. Looks pretty good. Looks quite chocolatey. The chocolate sauce is now starting to cool down and set. But looks Looks tasty. Sorry about the turbulence, but can't do anything about that. Whoa. Well, it's really chocolatey, like really, really chocolatey. And it's like gooey, so it's a gooey chocolate brownie. So basically you've got the gooey chocolate brownie to start with, which is very chocolatey, and then you've got a warm chocolate sauce which is infusing into the brownie at the same time as the ice cream is melting to create sort of whole mishmash of sweet, tasty, really strong flavoured things. So, whoa. It's a bit like a ganache. A ganache is basically chocolate and cream mixed together. It's just a sort of a ganache in formation. So the cream is the ice cream from the is sort of mixing in with the chocolate and making it really delicious. Let's have a bit of peach for a bit of healthiness. Oh yeah, I feel very healthy now. That peach probably offset all of the badness and everything else here. If you like chocolate, this is a winning combination. Chocolate and ice cream, can't really go wrong. Hot chocolate sauce always works. It's nice, it's tasty. I've eaten so much food. This is my second flight of the day. I flew from London to Doha, had so much food on that flight, then I had some food at the lounge, and now I've just had basically a 3.5 course meal on top of everything else, so I am so stuffed. So I'm going to finish this just because I've been brought up to finish all of my food, so that's generally what I tend to do. If it's on the plate in front of me, I'll tend to eat it. I'll finish this. See you later. Okay, it's now time to try and get some sleep. So I've got my bed all laid out, got the air hostess to make it completely flat for me, got plenty of space, nice big space here, be able to stretch out. It's a little bit narrow towards the bottom where my feet are, but that's fine. You know, I'm on a plane, can't have everything. I've got a lovely Qatari purple blanket here, which is all nice and furry on one side and all smooth on the other, so that's quite good. Got my pyjamas on, decided to get changed, give my clothes a break for 6 or 7 hours. Never great if you're sleeping in your clothes and then you have to get off the airport and, you know, go out in the same thing. So give them a break for a while. And I've had a couple of magnesium tablets, which I'm told will help me to get to sleep. Let's see whether it does or not. It's a bit early for me to be going to sleep, but I'm just going to have to force myself to try and get some sleep to try to shake off the jet lag. So, time to switch the lights off, and I'll see you after a beautiful night's sleep. Night night. Right, I am now awake. So, how much sleep have I had? That's one of the difficult things to work out because of the time difference. So, I haven't got a watch on, so I don't know the actual hours past. When I put my phone on this morning, it said 7 a.m. But is that 7 a.m. previous time or now? So I went to sleep after the food service. So on my phone at that time, it was showing 11 o'clock, which was the time in Doha. So this flight took off at 8:30. So that was around about 2.5 hours into the 14-hour flight. When it said 7 o'clock when I first looked at it, is that 8 hours later or not? Well, I had to ask the staff how long we've been flying and how long we got left. So we've got 3.5 hours left on this trip. So that means we've been flying for 11.5 hours. So if I went to sleep 2.5 hours after we took off, then that means that I've had 8 hours sleep. It's really difficult to work out. Anyway, but there's 3.5 hours to go. It's now 2 p.m. time in Melbourne. When I land, it's going to be 5:30, 6 o'clock. So if I'm on Melbourne time, I should be awake now. So I've had a reasonable amount of sleep. That's the summary. I've had maybe 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't know the exact number because it's really difficult to work out, and my brain's a bit foggy because I'm sort of slightly jet lagged. But I've had some sleep. I'm now on Melbourne time, so I definitely need to be up if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I need to be awake because I need to stay up until bedtime. If I carry on sleeping, I'm definitely not going to be able to go to sleep at like midnight tonight, Melbourne time. But I feel like I've done quite a good job on the jet lag management front, so I'm on track. I've had a good amount of sleep. This bed was pretty comfortable. I was nice and flat. I could lie out. It was a little bit constrained. You're sort of twisting and aching a bit. But overall, it was pretty good. There was a lumpy bit towards the head, so I had to drop my shoulder because if I went too high, it was sort of sitting on a hard piece on the bone. But overall, pretty good. In terms of aircraft sleep, pretty good, I'd say. So happy with the sleep, happy that I've got some sleep, and I feel like I'm managing the jet lag reasonably well. So fingers crossed, it's not going to be too bad when I get to Melbourne. Just a light breakfast on top of the pastries. I've gone for seasonal fresh fruit. Can't really go wrong with fresh fruit, can you? And I've eaten a lot of unhealthy things over the last 24 hours on this trip from London to Melbourne, so I feel like I should have some fruit. So I've got pineapple, melon, orange, possibly, maybe grapefruit. Hoping it's orange, don't like grapefruit. Kiwi, black currants, and tomatoes. And then I've also got a nice bit of Greek yogurt with some honey and granola on the top, which I think I will start with that. Proper knife and fork. So let's have a go at this. Looks quite sweet. Nice. It's quite sweet. Got coconut in it again though. Not really a big fan of coconut. It gets stuck in your teeth. But the yogurt and the other bits are quite nice. I think I'm mixing the fruit with that. Put a bit of pineapple into the mix. Get the pineapple in. People still sleeping. Don't know whether you can hear that or not. Snoring. Bit of strawberry in there as well. So pretty basic, but actually just what I'm after at this point in the flight. And also, I need to be on Melbourne time, and it's currently not quite sure what time it is in Melbourne. I think it is around about 3:30 in the afternoon. So I shouldn't really be eating a meal now anyway, if I want to be on Melbourne time. But this food's pretty decent. There's an a la carte menu. I could have whatever I want, but I just want to do something simple. Quite happy with this. Well presented, nicely laid out, good quality fruit, yogurt's nice, pastries are okay. So overall, I think it's a decent breakfast offering on the Qatar flight from Doha to Melbourne. I actually forgot that I'd ordered some chia seed pudding, so let me just have a look in the menu at what this is, what it's described as. Chia seed pudding with coconut. Everything's got coconut on it on this flight. Mango, honey and red currant. And I also ordered as a backup some cornflakes. Can't go wrong with cornflakes. So let's have a look at this chia seed pudding. It's quite nicely presented. To be honest, I don't really know what chia seed pudding is. Oh, it's this stuff. This stuff that looks a bit like frog spawn. I think you soak chia seeds overnight and they sort of expand and become bigger. Well, it tastes mostly of coconut. I don't know what chia seeds are meant to taste like, but they don't really have a strong flavour. I think it's a superfood. I think it's one of these things that you're meant to eat more of. Meant to be very good for your gut health and things like that. It's quite pleasant. It tastes a bit like yogurt that has got a lot of air in it and less flavour. It's quite healthy though. It tastes quite like it's good for you. It's interesting, they give me the red currants again. I've had this before. They give you it on a stick. It's actually still on the vine, which makes it a bit trickier to eat with a spoon. I'm not sure why they do that. I presume it's a lot of hassle to take them off the vine. See what the red currant tastes like. Have one of those. Pretty sweet. Though the honey does give it a lot of sweetness as well. It's nice though. And I guess if I was in a cafe somewhere, chia seed pudding's going to cost me $10, 10 quid. So I feel like I'm getting some value for money out of my flight. So overall, the breakfast offering is excellent. Really good quality food, really well presented, well served. There's loads of choice. I haven't gone for any of the meat options because I sort of feel I want to be a bit more healthy in my meal choice for breakfast. Don't really have a lot of meat for breakfast usually, but there's plenty of options there. You could even have the meze, so similar to what I'd had previously, where pita bread and meats and stuff, but I just wanted something nice, light, easy. This has ticked all of the boxes, so pretty good. So what's my overall assessment of the QSuite business offering on Qatar Airways? Well, I have to say, it is incredible. It's got a very good reputation, often quoted as being the best business class in the world. It isn't really a business class. It's sort of a hybrid between business and first class. In fact, I'd probably go as far as to say it is first class, really. They don't have anything else on this plane. This is the furthest forward. I'm in row 2. There's one seat in front of me. There's no first class. This is it. There's 2 cabins of this, so they've gone all in on a sort of business first offering. The price of it, when you compare it to other airlines, is in line with the business costs. So it's cheap compared to first class. But I have to say, it's absolutely phenomenal. Having this divider so high gives you a lot of privacy. Even when people are walking past, they can't really see in what you're doing. If I'm working on the table here, nobody can see it. You have to lean right over the top. Gives you a nice bit of peace and quiet. It's a huge space. I mean, I can spread my arms out and I'm still not touching both sides. I've got 2 windows. I've got a huge TV, which I've barely used. The seat goes all the way flat, so I had a good night's sleep. It's restful, which is exactly what you want on a long flight. There's loads of charging ports. There's loads of storage space. There's another bit of seating here. It's basically phenomenal. There's nothing negative about this at all. So I have to say, if I'm looking at doing a long-haul flight from now on, I'll be looking to see where Qatar Airlines actually flies to see whether I can go with them, because once you've done this once, I think it would be a bit of a downgrade to go to normal business class with anybody else. So my overall assessment of the QSuite business offering on Qatar Airlines, absolutely brilliant. It is world class. So if you get a chance to fly it, I would definitely recommend it. And as I mentioned in other videos, you can get this without having to pay for it if you build up enough Avios points. So you can get Avios points by spending on your credit card and lots of other different ways. So have a look into that, build up some points, book this, and then you'll only have to pay the tax, which will be a few £100. Definitely worth it. So it definitely gets a big thumbs up from me. So if you've liked what I've said, then please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again on the next video.